Oh, that's pretty neat. Well done.
Nice. Welcome back on Tea Time with me, Chaiti Narula, and of course we're at the putting green right now, which is the strongest part of Mr. Vivek Jain's game. Whereas another strong part of his game when it comes to horse racing is the initiatives that the Royal Western India Turf Club is taking to make horse racing as a conspicuous industry in India. All that and more in the cafeteria with Mr. Vivek Jain. After a pleasant game of golf, it's always refreshing to have some juice and unwind. What's another refreshing factor I've noticed is that Royal Western India Turf Club is going overseas quite a bit to promote horse racing as a sport abroad as well. Recently, you all were in Singapore with the RWITC trophy and many such other initiatives on the anvil. Take us through them.
It's been a focus area that we step outside our shores and step out of our comfort zone. One of which was the first hosting of the RWITC trophy in Singapore. I had sent a proposal to the chairman of the club that let's have reciprocity between clubs, and they had once agreed. So we had the RWITC trophy at the end of November, and in turn they will host the Singapore Turf Club trophy on the first Sunday in January. Also, I was recently at the Asian Racing Conference in Turkey, and we made a 20-30 minute audio-visual presentation on racing in India, which was attended by over 600-700 delegates worldwide, which was a great success. It helped us to showcase to the world what we are able to achieve and what we are doing. So the way forward is clearly that we are going to try and associate with several other turf authorities worldwide in order to take the first steps towards reciprocity.
Past 3 years we've witnessed that you have been re-elected as the chairman of the club, and going forward everyone really is putting their money on the back of the fact that you will be re-elected for the 4th consecutive year in a row. And we have seen that you've gone that extra mile to convert this into an industry and take it to another level and elevate it to another level. Take us through those extra initiatives that the club has done, which has set a sort of a benchmark for the sport in this country in terms of its economics as well.
We have made a very special effort to go beyond what we do well, that is conduct 7 or 8 races a day, even at the cost of hurting some of the traditionalists. We have really walked several miles to not only showcase racing as a sport, but also to showcase the fantastic venue that we are privileged to have to run the sport, which is Mahalakshmi. And we want to send a message to the city that we want to make the property more inclusive for Mumbai as at Pune. And therefore you have seen several initiatives that we have taken, such as corporate social responsibility. We had several race days run in aid of charities. The space is used as a public space. Also, we have a great public garden, free access. And I think a common misnomer is that the property is exclusive. It is for ONIA members, which is completely incorrect. The race course is closed only at the time the races are run. Otherwise, the rest of the days, it's a free space. We encourage people to come and use it.
So that is redefining the sport in many manners than one in this country. Also, there have been a lot of issues about media support coming into elitist sports. Where does racing stand there?
In fact, that has been another success story, if I may call it, at the club. We have great media partnerships because we have seen the media as a partners. Racing, as I started off earlier by saying, suffers from a serious negative image, and the perception is all wrong, and we need the media to tell the story right. The very channel we are on now, Economic Times, ET Now, was one of our first partners. We share a wonderful relation with the Bennett Coleman Group, who are our media partners for the telecast of racing.
Also with R1, you are redefining the sport in this country. What next for this?
Well, I think the ultimate objective would be to have our own racing channel. We see the challenges of showing racing on television. It is expensive. It needs corporate funding. I must sincerely compliment the Times of India group and program for putting their money where their mouth is. And stepping in to promote the sport in all its glory. But I think once we have crossed this hurdle, we would ultimately like to have our own racing channel as some of the countries abroad have.
Your company DCW Limited has a horseshoe magnet as the logo.
Yes.
Is there a racing hangover or has it been there for years?
I think that's pure destiny and destined for my role at the club.
Coincidental?
Because DCW is a 60-year-old company, and maybe my grandfather thought of the horseshoe, which is a sign of good luck. And providentially, we stepped in. My father was chairman of this club some years ago, and my interest took off from there. And I think the horseshoe made it, the stars were destined that we'd have a role with horses and the sport.
So good luck to you with the horseshoe. Good luck to you in your endeavors when it comes to racing going forward as well. On that note, we are going to wind up the show. With me is the chairman of the Royal Western India Turf Club, Vivek Jain. This is Tea Time with me, Chaiti Narula. I will see you next weekend again on the show. Stay tuned to ET Now.